Hey, what's up everybody? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, I'm going to show you my favorite Iron Man figure. This is the Hasbro Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack Iron Man and his variant, the Stealth Iron Man suit. It's basically the same suit as the Series 1 Iron Man from Toy Biz, but way better proportion, way better look. Slightly too small though. Other than that though, it's a really great figure, and let's go ahead and get into it. He stands at 6.5 almost, so the height's good. The only problem is, not for me, but for a lot of people, is he's too skinny. I think he looks great. I don't mind that he looks too skinny. That's kind of how he looked in most of the comics. And I do like this version of the suit the best, I think, too. Let's start with the accessories. They come with a semi-open hand. As you can see, they both have two open hands. They come with a semi-open hand and a fist hand, which swaps out pretty easily. And then, of course, they have the Tony Stark head, which just swaps in pretty easily as well. They just pop off and pop back on. So I think that's a much better alternative than having the head with the removable face mask like the Series 1. It just makes the face look too small or the head look too big. So this is a much better alternative. They are the exact same sculpt. Both figures are identical, but the paint apps are obviously very different. We'll start with the red one. It's very metallic on the red. It's like almost pearly metallic. It's glossy and shiny and looks great. The yellow is not. Yellow is all molded plastic except for the forearms and the shins. Those are molded in the red, so they had to paint over it, and it doesn't quite match exactly, but it's not too big of a deal. The red on the helmet is the painted part, so the yellow is the molded part, and then the black is painted in. And the yellow is painted in on the chest as well. All of those things, though, are pretty good. No real complaints there. I love the sculpt of the head. It's got just enough, I guess, features. Got enough features in there to give it some nice expression without taking away from the Iron Man mask. He's got the regular articulation, so even though the head's all, it has an alternate head that is removable, it's got the neck disc in there, so it can move forward and back, and it goes back far enough to have him flying. And it can go forward pretty far as well, and then it swivels as you would expect. Shoulders are regular ball disc or ball joint with the bicep swivel, sculpted really well. Not real bulky like the old ones at all. Real seamless. Double jointed elbows, wrist rotation at the peg where they swap out, and then the wrist also has the pivot in there, which I think is absolutely necessary. That most Iron Man figures can't do properly. Especially the new movie ones, you can't get the palm up like that to, shoot the repulsor. So that's very nice for posing, I think. He's got the ab crunch in there, ratcheted, waist twist, swivel, ball jointed hips. Kind you have to twist them around to raise the leg, but still they're in there. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee, and then the Hasbro ankle joint where it spins and pivots, but no ankle rocker at all, which is great for sculpt. It looks awesome. Could you see any of that? I don't think you could. I'll go over it again just in case. It's got the Hasbro ankle where it spins and pivots, but no ankle rocker at all. Sorry if you couldn't see that the first time. If you did see it the first time, I'm sorry you had to watch it twice. Anyway, it looks nice. It's great for the sculpt. It just isn't the best for posing. In my opinion, an ankle rocker is almost an absolute must, but it's not terrible on this guy. And the good thing about this guy too is his feet are sculpted as well. They're not painted, the repulsors aren't painted, but they are sculpted, so that's cool. Like I said, this is my favorite version of Iron Man, even though he's a little bit too skinny. He's great for posing, especially with the other fists. He doesn't have a peg hole for the flight stand, unfortunately, so you're going to have to use like a whippy stand or the Mattel type of stands. But you can get some really nice poses out of him, if you ask me. And he just really a nice display piece. Zoom out. I know that's nothing particularly fancy, but he just looks great, I think. Like he came right out of the comic book. And then, of course, the stealth version, which is the variant. Both colors are metallic, the darker gunmetal color and the blue, which is good. It's very nice looking. The eyes and the mouth are painted nice bright red. Hopefully you can see them without the shadow being too dark. The repulsor on the chest isn't painted. I don't know if it's supposed to be or not. I mean, I know none of them had it, but I think maybe they probably should have painted that red as well. The hand repulsors are painted. The feet are not. And the elbow or the forearms and the shins, just like the other one, are painted. They don't match exactly, but they match well enough. And just so you can see real quick, I'll put the Tony Stark head on. And I don't think most people are going to display him like that unless they're doing like acting out a scene. But it's not bad. It's molded in the skin color, so it doesn't have any shading or anything. And the eyes don't have a ton of detail in them. But it's not bad. I mean, it's always nice to have extra accessories. So having a Tony Stark head for Iron Man, never a bad thing. It is cool because you can, here I'll do it on this one. If you put the Tony Stark head on him, it's nice. You can put the semi-open hand, where is it? And you can have it holding the helmet, which is cool for some displays, especially if you already have a bunch of other Iron Man figures and you don't need to have another one with his helmet on. It's definitely not a bad idea to have him holding his helmet. That's always cool. So these, in my opinion, like I said, they're my favorite Iron Man versions. There are so many out there. There's Modern Iron Man. We got Extremis coming in April, I guess, of 2012. There's the Toy Biz versions of this. There's the spiky helmet Toy Biz, the red and yellow one. House of M. There's just tons and tons and tons of Iron Man figures out there. So if you only want to get one or two, these are the ones to get, if you ask me. And since you're watching my video, I'm going to assume that that is a mandate for me to give you my opinion. So there you go. Pick those two if you're going to get any. They just look absolutely great, and I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. The only problem I really have with them is the lack of a flight stand peg that came with many Marvel Legends figures, obviously. So it would have been nice, but it's not necessary, and they just look great. So definitely go pick these up if you can. I think they're actually relatively cheap to get compared to the other 2-packs, like the Hulk or the Deadpool especially. But I don't know for sure, so that's up to you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching that video, and I hope you keep an eye out for more stuff to come, and in the meantime, keep collecting.